2 out of 3 businesses fail, which means that in 10 years, if we were to look back at those businesses, 2 out of 3 don't exist. I went from 0 to 25,000 a month as a solo designer, and I worked with companies worth $2 billion. Here's my advice on how to get more clients as a designer. There are 4 steps. Be consistent, be great, be unique, be clear. So here we are on my Dribble page, which is where I get most of my clients. I believe that this is the kind of first lesson before the 4 steps, which is that you should always put most of your efforts into what brings you the most results. It seems obvious when I say it, but I would advise people to post on as many platforms as possible and see where it sticks the most. That's where 90% of clients come from for me. And that's what I'm going to use to talk about the 4 steps to get more clients. So be consistent. What I mean by that is to try to post as often and as much as possible. Even if you post multiple times a day, I don't think that's a problem. At least on this platform, it doesn't seem to be a problem. The more times you post, the higher your chances of getting found by a potential client increase. I've been trying to stay consistent with my designs, the 6th, 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd. It's really just trying to post as much as possible. And sometimes you can even do the trick of having multiple posts with one design. I think that's a really smart way to do it, which means that, for example, I could have this design like this with a mock-up, and then I could have one with kind of like this style here, where it's just the design itself. Being consistent is going to help you just get seen by people and seen potentially by clients. If I can just land one client, imagine just you pay $60 and you can get, I don't know, like 20, 40, $100,000 worth of clients. It's pretty insane. It's not sponsored or anything. Like I like platforms that make me money. And this platform makes me money, so that's why I like it. Anyway, I think the value of being consistent is you're going to get better because you're going to learn how to improve your process as a designer. Like how do I do to design every day, to design all the time, to post once a day? That requires some preparation, that requires some processes on your end. Because the other thing that's going to come out of being consistent is that you're going to be able to see what people like and don't like about your designs. You can see, these designs didn't perform as well. The vanity metrics don't really matter so much, in my opinion, especially for design, because on this platform, for example, there are a lot of designers, and what designers like might not be what clients like or want. As a designer, if you want to get more leads, it's just showing up. That's just what it is. And if you keep trying to improve yourself as a designer and you keep showing up every day, even if you don't feel like it, I really believe that someone's going to reach out to you. Step 2, you need to be great. And by great, I mean that as a designer, you need to be great at everything related to design. So many things just to be normal, just to be market standards. And I think that's where a lot of designers might struggle with is like, I'm doing my best and I'm still not getting anything out of it. And what that usually means is that you're not market standard. And that doesn't mean you're bad. Base level is being great at most things or everything. I'm trying to say everything because I want you to be as good as you can be. By being consistent, that also helps you to be great at everything because you have the opportunity to try. And of course, some of it comes from experience. Like you cannot be good at talking with engineers, except if you've already talked with engineers. So you need to take that with a grain of salt. But what I'm trying to say is that in my designs, I try to always be consistent with what I do. I try to always show that I can do a lot of different things. Like in this example here, you can see that I can do dark theme. I can do navigation. I know how to work with spacing. That just one design tells you a lot about the designer. Like in this example here, it shows that I can do desktop, but I can also do mobile. So I'm able to do responsive designs. Clients don't just reach out to you out of the blue. So for example, on this platform, what happens is they usually find a design from me that they like, and then they're going to be interested in knowing more. Like, can I trust this person? And so they're going to look at another design. They're going to look at another one. They're going to be like, oh, okay, so we can do like minimalist, good spacing, good text. Oh, okay, you can do design systems. You understand how to do design systems, so that's really good. So that's what being great is. But then the other thing that's going to really make them want to work with you, and it's a very different dynamic when you reach out to them versus when they reach out to you. When you reach out to them, it's like a job interview. It's like they have the upper hand. But when they reach out to you, you have the upper hand. You are in control of the conversation. And so part of that is being unique. And being unique can be very different things. Most of my designs are web app, which means that one of my uniqueness might be that I specialize in web apps. For example, if I were to specialize in data analytics and I would have just data analytics everywhere, then probably most of the people reaching out to me would be data analytics companies, right? Or like, for example, I could be a dark theme designer. So my service could be that I turn all the light theme products into dark theme. And so I would offer like update their design system in dark mode, and that could be my service, that could be my offer. And that's very specific, right? That's very unique. There are a lot of different ways to be unique, but you just have to find your way. And that's why it's the third step, is because first you need to be consistent to figure out like, okay, what am I good at? What am I not good at? And then you need to be great at everything because you've identified your weaknesses and your strengths. So you try to be great at everything and then figure out, okay, I think I would be unique in that way. And that brings us to the fourth and last step, which is to be clear. And being clear only comes at the end because you can only be clear once you remove stuff. But you don't know what to remove unless you've done all of the other steps. Because you're like, I specialize in that. I am this and I serve these people. That's one of the ways to be clear is in your title. I am a product designer and I work for software businesses. Another way to be clear is in your next steps. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to get in touch? Do you want them to send an email? Do you want them to review your portfolio maybe on your website? And same goes for calls, like during a call with a lead, like the first call, the intro call. It's also super important to be clear about why are we here and what do you want from me? And when do you want it? So to summarize, you need to be consistent by posting as often as possible, because the more times you post, the better you're going to get and the more people are going to see your designs. You need to be great at everything as a designer, or at least as many things as possible. But that's not all, because you also need to be unique in some ways. Everybody wants the best projects, everybody wants the best clients, and so to do that, you need to stand out, to be unique so that people want to work with you specifically because of your uniqueness. And finally, you need to be clear about what you do, who you serve, and what are the next steps. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. YouTube thinks you will like this next video, so, give it a watch, give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.